Being alive, aware and awake, with senses sharp and mind at stake. To perceive the world and all it holds, and think and feel. To be unfold. To have a sense of self. To know what it is to be and to grow. To learn and learn some more, and constantly explore. To question and to seek the truth, and never settle for the proof. To strive and struggle and persevere, and always push to be more clear. To be alive, aware and awake, with senses sharp and mind at stake. To be human. To be true. And always strive to be anew. Hello there. To be conscious is to be aware of oneself and one's surroundings. It is to have a sense of self and to be able to perceive and experience the world around us. Being conscious is a fundamental aspect of being human, and it is what sets us apart from other animals. But what does it really mean to be conscious? Is it simply a matter of having thoughts and feelings, or is there more to it than that? Some people believe that consciousness is the result of complex brain processes, while others believe that it is a fundamental aspect of the universe that cannot be explained by science alone. Regardless of what we may believe, one thing is certain. Being conscious is a wonderful and mysterious thing. It allows us to experience the world in all its beauty and complexity, and it gives us the ability to think, feel, and imagine. It is the source of our creativity, our curiosity, and our sense of wonder, and it is what makes us who we are. If consciousness is a feature of the brain, as many scientists and philosophers believe, then the question of how the brain produces it is a fundamental and fascinating one. There are many different theories about the neural mechanisms underlying consciousness, and scientists are still working to understand the precise processes that give rise to it. One theory is that consciousness is the result of the integration of information from different areas of the brain. This theory suggests that the brain integrates information from various sensory inputs, such as vision, hearing, and touch, to create a unified experience of the world. This process is thought to involve complex interactions between different brain regions, such as the cerebral cortex, the thalamus, and the brainstem. Another theory is that consciousness arises from the activity of certain brain networks, such as the default mode network and the salience network. These networks are thought to play a crucial role in the generation of conscious experience, and they are believed to be involved in the integration of information from different brain regions. If consciousness is a feature of the brain, how does the brain produce it? The precise mechanisms by which the brain produces consciousness are still not fully understood, and more research is needed to uncover the mysteries of the mind. However, it is clear that consciousness is a complex and fascinating phenomenon, and that the study of the brain is key to unlocking its secrets. The salience network is a collection of brain regions that is thought to play a crucial role in the generation of conscious experience. It is part of the larger default mode network, which is a set of brain regions that are active when the brain is in a resting state and is not engaged in any specific tasks. The salience network is believed to be involved in the integration of information from different brain regions, and it is thought to help the brain decide which stimuli are most relevant and should be attended to. It is also believed to be involved in the regulation of emotional responses, and it is thought to play a role in the experience of pain and other aversive stimuli. The salience network is thought to be composed of several different brain regions, including the anterior insula, the anterior cingulate cortex, the prefrontal cortex, and the amygdala. These regions are connected to each other and to other brain regions, and they are believed to interact in complex ways to support the generation of conscious experience. How about consciousness being a simple illusion? The idea that consciousness is a simple illusion is a controversial and debated topic in philosophy and neuroscience. Some people argue that consciousness is an illusion because it is a product of the brain, and that it does not correspond to any objective reality outside of the brain. This view is supported by the fact that the brain can be deceived by illusions, and that our perceptions and experiences can be altered by drugs, brain damage, and other factors. However, other people argue that consciousness is not an illusion, but is a fundamental aspect of the universe that cannot be explained by the brain alone. This view is supported by the fact that consciousness seems to have properties such as the subjective nature of experience and the ability to introspect. The question of whether consciousness is a simple illusion is a complex and debated one, and there is no clear consensus on the matter. More research is needed to fully understand the nature of consciousness and its relationship to the brain. Or maybe it's not only the result of brain process, but the result of the whole body experimenting being alive. Some people argue that consciousness is not solely the result of brain processes, but is also influenced by the body's experiences and interactions with the world. This view is supported by the fact that the body has many different senses and ways of interacting with the environment, and that these sensory experiences and interactions can influence our conscious experience. For example, it is well known that the body's movements and physical sensations can affect our emotions and our perception of the world. When we move our bodies in certain ways, we can feel more relaxed or energized, and we can also change our mood and our ability to focus and concentrate. Similarly, when we touch or taste something, our brains can be influenced by the sensory information that is received from the body. Therefore, some people argue that consciousness is not just the result of brain processes, but is also influenced by the body's experiences and interactions with the world. This view suggests that the mind and the body are not separate entities, but are deeply interconnected and intertwined, and that the body's experiences can play a crucial role in shaping our consciousness. So, it would mean that every living entity is conscious. If every living entity is conscious, then this would have profound implications for our understanding of the nature of consciousness and the relationship between living things. It would mean that consciousness is not a unique property of the human brain, but is a fundamental aspect of all life, and that every living entity has its own unique experience of the world. This view is supported by some theories in philosophy and neuroscience, which argue that consciousness is not a property of the brain alone, but is a fundamental aspect of the universe that arises from the interactions of living systems. This means that consciousness could potentially arise in any system that has the right kind of complexity and organization, such as the cells of a plant, the neurons of an animal, or the molecules of a microbe. This view is not without its challenges and criticisms. Some people argue that consciousness is a property of the brain, and that it cannot arise in systems that do not have brains or other complex nervous systems. Others argue that the idea of panpsychism, or the belief that all matter has consciousness, is too speculative and lacks empirical evidence. In this universe of infinite possibility, where every living thing is conscious and has its own unique experience of the world, it is this web of awareness that allows us to perceive and experience the world and to think and feel in the way that we do. Consciousness is a mysterious and fascinating phenomenon, and it is a source of endless curiosity and wonder. It allows us to be alive and to be aware, and it is a fundamental aspect of what it means to be alive. And in this vast and wondrous universe, filled with an infinite number of entities, we are all part of this great web of awareness. And we might be all connected.